Hello, welcome to another video from AvenueX looking at Chinese drama land in the past week. Let's get right into it. From today onwards, we're gonna get one drama a day consecutively for a few days. As of today, the 6th, you have Lin Jiangxian, the fantasy idol period drama from iQIYI. English title is Feud. Finally, it's not Blossom. 32 episodes, led by Bailu and Zhong Shunxi, just started airing. I watched a few minutes of the first episode before I sat down making this video, since it only just aired, and not impressed at all. Actually, not impressed from the first moment the drama started, because the opening song is sung by Bailu, and she's not a professional singer. If you want the actor to sing the song for the drama, they have to get to a certain point of being able to sing. Maybe they're not as good as professional singers, but at least it's good enough. She's far away from good enough as a singer. It makes me feel the whole drama is basically unprofessional. And then a couple of other things happens in the first 10 minutes that makes me turn off the drama. Now I'm just gonna sit there and wait and see other people's report on it. If they've spent more time watching it and thinking it's actually worth watching, I may go back to it. If I don't hear any positive response from the internet, I may not continue, because the drama already has a couple of things that just makes me go, it's 2025, seriously? You're still doing that? The kids who were watching this type of tropey stuff back in the days of how many years ago, their kids are already going to school now. You're still making the same thing in the 2025 time. Why? So that's my freshly out of the oven first impression of the first 10 minutes of the drama. Tomorrow, on the 7th, Saturday, we will have Tencent and CCTV airing 长安的荔枝的荔枝 Road at the same time. Then on Sunday, on the 8th, we have a 32 episodes Youku, contemporary, fantastical, legendary, adventurous mystery drama going live a lot faster than I expected. That is the drama 七根新简, the 7 Relics of Omen, that is led by Song Weilong and Liu Haocun, based on the novel of the author Wei Yu, who wrote Rattan, West Out of Yumen, Love on Turquoise Land, and many other things. And they've released a new trailer this week. I will try my best to check it out. One day after that, on the 9th, we should have a drama going live on both Mango and Tencent. So this is a joint copyright drama, 40 episodes. 前渊, Abyss Dweller, espionage drama, led by Huang Xiaoming and Zhang Jianing. I do believe I've talked about this project a couple of times before, during when it was shooting and whenever Tencent was promoting this drama. In this drama, Huang Xiaoming plays somebody who lost his memory, so he couldn't really remember who he is, but he seems to be the type of spy who has multiple layers of identity. So it's like Chinese Mingguo setting, Born's Identity. This type of drama, I don't think these days it's possible to get a super impressively well done one in every department, just because this is also a very overworked genre. Frankly speaking, hard to do genre. I mean, spy stories is always actually not easy to write. To be clever enough, exciting enough, impressive enough, refreshing enough, it's so overdone everywhere in the world, and to do it well requires a level of basically writers have really high IQ. Even when they do these days in China, it doesn't mean all the other chefs in the kitchen are not gonna eventually screw it up for them. For all these dramas, whether the drama that has already aired or coming in 1, 2, 3 days, honestly speaking, I have a, at best, neutral expectation. I just don't see any of these dramas in any way can possibly blow up. And then since we are talking about scheduling dramas, I will just squeeze in a piece of news on movie. We have a film that has just announced it's gonna go into cinema very soon in China. This is a little bit unusual. Films tend to usually announce their release date a lot longer ahead than dramas, but this time they just announced it and it's going into theater in a few days time. So on the 21st June this month, so technically only 2 weeks to go, a movie should get released in Chinese cinema, and it is the Mingguo setting murder mystery court thriller 将元弄, directed by Chen Kexin, led by Zhang Ziyi. English title is She's Got No Name, and this is based on a real murder case that happened back in the time of Mingguo Republic of China, a woman is found. Not only she murdered her husband, but she chopped him up in pieces, dismantled the body, and it's a very gruesome and very bloody case. And it's recorded in history. And what happened to this woman and then why it happened was a huge thing back then that shocked the whole nation. So this movie is based on this case, and Zhang Ziyi is playing the murdering wife. And then for the rest of the movie, the cast, everybody is famous. It's like she is the definitive center of the universe, of the narrative, and then every other person, which there are a lot, including Yang Mi, Zhao Liying, girls, boys, famous in drama and filmland, who are all very famous, but just not as famous as Zhang Ziyi, being the planet going around this sun. That's what the casting feels like for the movie. And the movie actually recently just went to this year's Cannes in France. I've seen like a report on the movie, quite divided. Some people really liked it. Some people think it's not good at all. People who are in China will be able to see it in cinema in 2 weeks' time. I'll be waiting for people to get back to me telling me what this movie is about. Now, let's talk about a couple of other dramas at different stages of production. This week, Youku has released a trailer for the period drama 长安24季. English title is The Vendetta of An, which is a period drama led by Cheng Yi. And then you have like supporting actors who are famous but a different generation, such as Liu Yijun, Wang Jinsong. If you look at Cheng Yi, what he looks like in this drama, his fur coat and the gloomy weather and the slow motion, and the fact that Liu Yijun and Wang Jinsong are the main supporting actors, another Nirvana in Fire. Like, it feels really very much like that. Although I have no clue about what goes on in the story, and until it comes out, I have no interest in researching into it. Because recently, the other drama, like the Zhanghai Zhuan, Legend of Zhanghai, that's been airing, I haven't really watched it, but I do know what roughly the story is. It does also look very much like Nirvana in Fire. It's been actually 10 years since Nirvana in Fire. One, people are making like knockoffs of Nirvana now, so it's like might as well just do it in the actual house that made it. Script of the third Nirvana is a 2 male lead story. It's 2 guys. So however bromance you want to think about it, or like a fake BL, I don't know. Come on, just announce who are gonna be those 2 guys. Maybe Daylight Entertainment is just doing so not well that they don't have energy and time and money and whatever resources to put into actually making a big period drama. That seems to be going out of fashion now because nobody makes long dramas anymore. Suddenly everything is 12 episodes and less. Everybody is doing it on the fly, opportune, right? Seize the moment, do what is popular in this moment, and having no plan. I'm starting to rant, sorry. There is a drama that has been filming for, I think, from the beginning of this year, that has just wrapped during this week, and when it airs, it will be airing on Mango Television. A 30 episodes contemporary court law, lawyers, judges type of drama called 女神蒙上演. English title is The Inner Eye, that is led by Xin Zhilei and Lin Yusheng. Courtroom, cases, justice, all that. And the Chinese title is pretty interesting because it literally means the goddess who is blindfolded, which represents justice as the classic image, particularly in the West. And they've finished shooting fastest end of this year. Since it's a contemporary drama, it is possible to finish doing post-production within half a year for this type of drama. Also, we have a period drama that actually has started shooting for a while. I've caught this news like 2-3 weeks ago already. It was just starting. There wasn't that much stuff going on, official material about it, and it is a multiple unit story, so I was waiting for more stuff to come in. Liao Zhai, literally just Liao Zhai, which is the title of a very famous folklore ghost story collection written by a Qing dynasty very famous author, Pu Songling, who is the most famous author in Chinese ancient time, who is specialized in ghost stories. He's like the ghost story daddy. His stories are collected in the book called Liao Zhai, which is filled with legends of young scholars who get visited by fox turned pretty women. If you watch a lot of Chinese drama, you will not be unfamiliar with this genre. So this is a 2025 period drama that is based on a couple of stories within Liao Zhai's reservoir of ghost stories. Right now, I think there are 6, and they're all unit. So each unit has a different cast of leading characters. There are only 2 characters who go through the whole thing. So they are the through line characters played by Zhang Miaoyi and Chang Huasen. And then for the rest of those units, each one has a different lead. And those actors are all quite well known, including people such as Lin Yun, Chen Yao, Song Zu'er. They're all shooting now. Potentially can be interesting. We haven't had a drama like that really for a while. Reminding me of the also about 10 years ago drama, 青丘湖传说. Anybody still remembers that drama where it's all the fox demons, but each unit is a different fox kind of story with different actors. Some of those actors have moved on quite a lot from back then. Some have completely got cancelled and left the entertainment. I'm trying to remember who are in that drama because there's so many people in it. Na Zha, Zhai Tianling is cancelled, right? Who else? Jin Chen, Wang Kai. Unbelievable. Now thinking back, it feels like a century ago, although it's actually probably only like less than 10 years ago. Anybody still remember that drama? Anyway, it feels like this because it's a multiple unit within kind of one consistent universe, but not necessarily connected stories. Moving on to the next thing. We have a drama during this week that has started shooting. This is a Tencent drama and it's categorized under fantasy and adventure. It's a Mingguo setting drama. Thankfully, it's not espionage. It's fantasy and adventure. It is called 47, literally means 47. But the English title is The Awakening. Okay? Still very vague, but at least it's not Blossom. It is led by Zhang Kangle, Zhou Jieqiong as the 2 leads. Then it features quite a few other familiar people like Ren Dahua, very veteran actor who's been around for years. Yan An, who is the guy in Blossom, the younger brother of Li Yunrui's character. It just started shooting and we don't have more material, so wait till later to find out exactly what goes on. Final thing I want to talk about, adding on to the end of this week, is something that is so unusual that has happened during this week. In Chinese, let's say entertainment, but not in drama or film, in music. So at the end of, I think, May, the idol singer who doesn't necessarily have the best reputation, who's been used as a meme in Chinese popular culture for over, let's say, 5 years, suddenly released a song that so doesn't sound like what he does usually, or what he used to do, or what most people's impression about him is, that it kind of like shocked everyone. So this is the guy, Cai Xukun. I really don't listen to his music at all. I just know this guy exists, kind of. And back in the days when he first showed up on the scene during those iQIYI idol, boy band, whatever selection shows, I think that's like my first impression of him during that time. And I think he did pretty well during that competition. Afterwards, he's basically an idol. He's gotten into a couple of episodes of not very good scandal online. So he's like a semi-house collapsed idol. Not cancelled, but he's sort of very restricted within the fandoms of his. The type of he gets supported by exclusively his fans, and people outside of that zone would not even bother to kind of get in and listen to his music or know what is going on. And he's been like that for years. And he's gotten one very famous meme that has a too long history to explain, which is to do with his singing, dancing, playing basketball, and the whole because you're too beautiful. He turned into a meme. Not only his dancing gif of that movement, but also that song and the first 2 notes. Literally, like, you've never heard a song that's being used in this way, I think, in China's popular culture, on internet. Everybody making their content on Bilibili, Douyin, whatever. When they make videos, when they want to make a joke, they take the first 2 notes, da-da, and then they cut it out from that song because it's him singing, and it just turned it into a meme. Anyway, he's been a meme for like over 5 years on China's internet. Cannot say that's like such a good thing for a very young person. I think he's only 26 this year, so he's a very young guy, and he basically has become a meme since he turned adult in China. I never really listened to his albums and songs before, and the only thing I've heard him sing is during those like idol whatever selection show time, and then right after that I think a few things when it was like quite popular I get exposed to, not voluntarily. And then at the end of last month he released this song First, it's a type of music that almost no young music writers do in China these days. Not to mention, you actually make it into a quite expensive music video, more like the 50s, 60s souls music. It's just so not Chinese. And most Chinese people don't listen to that type of music. There are fans of it in China for sure, but it's very small demographics. And Chinese, particularly young singers, particular idol singers, they just don't do this, right? They can't even sing in this way. It's just so not Chinese. So he sounded like a different person. The vocal is just completely different from what I remember he sounded like years ago. This thing suddenly exploded on internet because I think nobody expected this it would be coming from an idol. First reaction during the first 2 seconds would be, who is singing? No way, it's not him, it's someone else singing, at least the first part of the song, like, and then he will come later. No, you actually realize the whole thing is done by him. Not only he wrote it, he produced it, he wrote everything, and it's pretty much like his stuff. And it's just really odd to see that. It's almost like a person completely reincarnated within his own lifetime. I don't know how many people watching my channel are into music or into singing, and if you do singing yourself, you know how hard it is to almost completely change the type of music you do or the kind of vocal quality, the vibe. And you jump almost across a canyon and totally change. I guess it just shocked me so much, and not that I'm a fan of like his stuff at all, and I probably will not be after this, but I think just by the fact that I witnessed this is a great thing. It makes me feel like endless possibilities of human life. And when you think something is impossible, no way it happens right in front of your eyes. It's not like I was looking for it. It just like dropped at my front door. I'm really happy to see that. And I'm also really happy to see at least there are still people in China who are trying to do something, like do music that means something to themselves, right? And it's not following the popular trend or anything, because currently, honestly speaking, Chinese music is just as pathetic as Chinese dramas. So bad. It's probably worse than Chinese dramas. So this is the most interesting thing that has happened in entertainment in China for me during the last week. I'll leave a link in the description. It's nothing actually that impressive, but the fact that it's done by him and it's done in the current Chinese sort of popular music industry that is literally has nothing like this going on at all. Fantastic. Much happier to see this type of thing happening. But then also, unfortunately, during this week, they also released the Chinese version of the Japanese song Lemon. That is completely butchered. Don't go and search, please, promise me. If you don't know, just pretend you don't know that song, and then you don't know a Chinese young boy band did their version. That is so shockingly bad. That should be the end of this video. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.